This is Sean with Voices of Racing. We are here in Brownsburg, Indiana at Future Star Racing's facility with Michael Myers. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on here.
All right, so you started racing at what age?
8.
8?
Yeah.
8 years old?
8 years old. So
Anybody in your family in racing?
Nope, first generation.
So how'd that happen?
You know, so I didn't like playing football or baseball anymore. I got bored, and my parents wanted me to play a sport. And, you know, I lived out in the country, so we've always been out in the cornfield. We had four-wheelers sitting around all the time, so that's what I kind of took into. My dad brought up the fact, like, hey, maybe you could try and race the four-wheelers. And I was like, okay, that's random. Let's go check it out. So we dove into it a little bit more, and turns out that's the path I chose. And we started going to races for off-road ATVs, and that's how I got started.
Okay. So competitive racing when you're actually making podiums, some growth that's happened. Give me kind of the path to now, and then how you got connected with Future Star.
Yeah, so it was a wild path. So obviously I was doing the ATV stuff beforehand. I suffered a pretty bad injury. I broke my femur, and that put me couch bound for probably a few months, a good solid few months. And I was kind of bored, had a lot of time to watch YouTube, and I started watching some race car videos, and that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. I found sim racing too, simulator racing. That's kind of what I leaned into while I was still injured a little bit, and that's where I learned how to drive. So continuing off that, I went into Lucas Oil School of Racing. I won their Winter Championship Series there.
And what were you running?
So that was a Formula car.
Okay.
It's comparable to an F1600. It's got the same engine as the US F2000 cars that I race now, but it's restricted back, no downforce, no aero. So a little bit slower car, but it's a good car to learn it and start building up.
Okay.
And we raced in Sebring and Laguna Seca. So those were my first two races.
Wow.
Sebring, obviously everyone knows that track, legendary track. And then Laguna Seca, that was the second race for the Winter Series. Went there, did really well. And
didn't have any problems? No
problems.
Nobody bumping it? Yeah.
So my first races at Sebring, so it was a 3-race event.
Okay.
I went third in the first race, second in the second race, and first in the last race. So 3, 2, 1, building up to it. That was beautiful. I couldn't have been happier. So it was one great way to get the season started, and kind of, well, actually my whole racing career started in the Formula cars. So that was great.
And how did you get connected with Future Star? So
Future Star, me and my dad actually ran all of last year together, privateer. We owned our own car. We ran the whole 2021 season by ourselves. And after that, we ended up selling the car primarily because it was tough running a privateer team. Mm-hmm. We were pouring so much resources into it. It was tough. So at that point, we were looking for options to move forward for 2022. Mm-hmm. It was almost halfway through the year, so we just started looking at testing options then. Obviously, Future Star's right in the area. I got in contact with them. Actually,
how did you know about them?
A Facebook post.
Really?
So, Facebook post popped up.
Wow.
Sent them a DM on Facebook and was like, hey,
look at that.
I'm interested in testing. And they replied, we did a test, and it was kind of off to the races from there.
That's great. All right, so goals 2023, and then 24, 25, 26. Like how do you see your road progressing, and what are some specifics for this year?
Yeah, so 23, obviously, I want to get in the USF car for the full season with USF, with Future Star, and keep growing from there. I want to get some good podiums in, finish in the top 3 at minimum, get that scholarship into the pro season, and hopefully run a pro season with them in 2024. And then usually it takes about 2 years in pro to get a good foot in the door with that, and then move up to lights after that. Just keep riding the road to Indy train.
All right, so you've had mentors, right? You have Unser Jr. as a governing force here, you know, a coach above all coaches. So if you could touch on who were some of your inspiring mentors in racing, and then bridge that to Unser Jr.
Yeah, so I worked with Darren Manning a lot to get started. He was one of my big mentors when I was on the simulator. So before the Lucas Oil deal started, I was on the simulator like every single day. I actually went to his facility in Indianapolis. We trained consistently on the sim. He'd yell at me for screwing up on certain things over and over and over. And he just instilled the fundamentals in me for that. And from there, it was honestly my dad and the people around me at the track. We didn't have too many connections. no one really in the family was really connected that deep, minus Jim McGee. Jim McGee, a lot of people know his name, famous crew chief of champions. He was one of the biggest factors that pushed me up and got the career actually started. He put me in the right place with the right connections, and he was the one that found the Lucas Oil School of Racing for me. He's still helping me to this day, putting me in the right place with the right people. And now with the help of Unser Jr., all we can do is go up from here, so I'm excited.
Well, what's some of the things maybe Al's tried to teach you to think outside the box or tweak in another way? What's things that he's kind of given you it's really helped?
Yeah, so a lot of the track fundamentals, having him at the track to coach us is one of the biggest things. Obviously, he's done it a few times, so it's nice to get his feedback on everything we're doing, making sure we're doing the right thing. If I screw up on this corner, he can tell me how to fix it, and that's the biggest thing. So it's great.
Well, Michael, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And I wish you luck on the road ahead. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Mark and Alora McAlister, about Future Star Racing?
Yeah, no, I can't thank them enough for putting this program on, giving us the opportunity to actually get in one of these cars and help us out in the process with it. I can't thank you enough. It takes a special person to want to help out race car drivers, because everyone has their own unique opinion on race car drivers, and once you're in the back side of it, it's interesting to see how it all functions and works, and I'm glad they're taking the big step forward to help us and get this ball rolling.
All right, well, Mike, I wish you luck on your road ahead, and thank you for your time today with Voices of Racing.
I appreciate it.
You got it.